Wisdom call and understanding put forth her voice in the top of high places by the way where the paths meet. She stands beside the gates at the entry of the city, at the coming in at the doors. She cries aloud, unto you, O men, I call, and my voice to the sons of men. O ye thoughtless, understand prudence, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. What could I do? Wisdom calling me over here, over there. Seems like everywhere. In your heart, in the night, wisdom in your heart. Ooh, yeah, in the heart, in the night, in your heart. I just can't do without it. I was set up from everlasting, from the beginning, or ever the earth was. The fear of Yah, the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the All-Holy is understanding. For by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. That's all, that's all, that's all. I just can't do without it. Now therefore, ye children, hearken unto me. For happy are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction, and be wise, and refuse it not. Happy is the man that hearkeneth to me. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and obtaineth favor of Yah. But he that misseth me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Love death. Love death.
As the song alluded to, certainly wisdom should be in our hearts. My name is Yamsuf Arif, elder on the council of this nation. And I, along with my friend, our friend, brother, fellow elder on the council, Brother Cartria, are here today to present these studies to you. Along with the administrator of the show, a daughter of Zion, my Isha, your administrator, Nisanya. That being said, we try to do our due diligence in providing these studies for you on a continuum basis. We don't try to split it up. We don't try to skip to the loo, my darling. As far as these studies are concerned, we don't do a warm, fuzzy feeling type study. We don't release balloons. Just like some of us are so quick to release balloons in regards to the deaths, unfortunately, in our communities by way of gun violence. Such a serious subject matter. When our people, their only remedy they think they have is just simply releasing balloons. No, we have a much more greater remedy, something of that matter, so insignificant, especially when we lose our children, we lose our young men and young women by virtue of gun violence. And Brother Cottrell and I, as elders, fathers of the nation, simply said, we are in lieu of all the fathers of the nation, are in prime position and fundamental position to share these studies with you. Elders not in the sense of simply age alone, but elders in the sense of utilization and connection with the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and wisdom and understanding, and put it in us by virtue of the Most High. You see, some of our young people, unfortunately, don't understand the structure and discipline of the nation. Unfortunately, some of us think we can do what we want to do, how we want to do, and when we want to do it, and think that would suffice. Never has and never will. But thank you again for attending these studies tonight. I will be leading off the studies for the night in the book of Job, chapter 38. You'll see something about the Most High's response to Job. He's not addressing Elihu. He's not addressing Bildad, Zophar, or Eliphaz. He's addressing specifically Job. Although he's teaching all of us, he simply ignored them. And he focused his attention on Job in chapter 38 of the book of Job. Also, Brother Cottrell will continue in the studies of the book of Bereshit, which you call Genesis. And Brother Cottrell will share the studies of Lot's captivity and rescue. And I want you to don't get into these studies with a linear approach, one-dimensional. When you go into these studies with Brother Cottrell and I want you to take a gander around as you go into these studies, taking all components of what is happening, the who, what, when, where, and how, and taking the whole dynamic to get the full immersion into these studies. Don't go into them with a one-track mind, like a horse with bridles on. Go into these studies with a much more multi-dimensional and facet approach to these studies. And don't become socially engineered and conditioned, as we all have been, to see these as religious studies. These are not religious studies. These are a study about all of our Creator, whom chosen a particular people. And see how the course and the dynamic goes forth in these studies. Not yet far as Genesis is concerned. Not yet as far as Job is concerned. But you certainly can learn a whole lot if you don't go into these studies with a linear approach. Go into these studies with multi-dimension and try to garner all you can by virtue of these studies to help enhance and improve your sad lives. As far as the Creator is concerned, as far as his chosen people are concerned, as far as the nation's people are concerned. Praise the Most High and bless his holy name. So before we get started, I introduce my Esau Nasanya, and our and your dear friend, Brother Cottrell. I'd like to give blessings to the Most High. I'd like to bless the Most High for simply being the creator of all universe. I'd like to bless the Most High for caring simply not about his chosen people, but caring about all nations. I'd like to bless the Most High for the opportunity to study with you on the Real Talk for Real People study show. I'd like to bless the Most High for dispensing wisdom and understanding in my Esau Nasanya Brother Cottrell and I'd like to thank and bless the Most High for dispensing wisdom and understanding to you, fellow students. And that's why you elect to continue to study with us. I'd like to bless the Most High for all aspects and component of this universe and bless his holy name. Bless you, y'all. So without further ado, I'd like to bring on and introduce Lasanya, my Esau, the administrator of the show, a daughter of Zion, and Brother Cottrell. After, and we'll proceed and go on right into the studies. Lasanya, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot. Shalom.
Thank you, Yamsuf. Shalom, shalom, family. All praises to the Holy One of Israel. Happy to be back, getting to the studies, getting to the know. Blessed to be here. Just blessed to be in the land of the living. All praises.
All praises. Thank you, Lasanya. Brother Cottrell, may the Most High bless you. Your mic is hot.
Shalom Yahaba Mishpakah. Peace and love, family. All praise to the Most High. Bless Yah, oh my soul, and all that's within me. Bless his holy name. Giving all praise and honor to the Holy One of Yisrael, the Elohim of our fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, Yiskat, and Yisrael. Brother Yamsuf Ari, Sister Nasanya, shalom, shalom. May the Most High bless y'all. How you doing? Good to hear your voices.
If I may speak for my Esau, we're doing rather well, and we're appreciative that you asked, and we reciprocate by asking the same thing about your Esau, your family, and little princess. Praise the Most High.
Everybody's well. Matter of fact, my wife is over my daughter's house babysitting them for the week because they're out of school, and they drive my daughter nuts. So she's over there. Holding them down.
We already know, brother. We already know.
I told them they got to pay me money for renting out my wife.
I don't blame you.
I know, right?
I don't blame you, Cottrell.
Yeah, man. But
Praise
everything is well, man. God's
Thank
good.
you, brother. It's
Yes,
good
sir.
to hear your voice. It's good to hear your voice, brother.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah. Well, fellow students, if Nasanya is ready to proceed in the studies, I am. Nasanya, are you ready to proceed?
I'm ready.
Brother Cottrell, if you're ready to proceed in the studies, I'm ready to proceed.
Yes, I'm ready.
To learn what Yah is saying.
Oh, no.
Yes,
I
I'm
done set you off.
ready
I done set you off.
Hey, I'm sorry. I digress. All right.
And that actually wasn't the song I was referring to.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got beside myself. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Praise the Most High, Brother Cottrell. Praise the Most High, students. So let us proceed. Fellow students, we pray that you're ready to proceed. Let's go to Job chapter 38. And as I mentioned, Yah simply ignores Eliphaz, one of his older friends, Baldad, one of his older friends, Zophar, one of his older friends, and he simply ignores one of his young friends, so to speak, Elihu. And he speaks directly to Job. And it makes reference of that fact when it says Yah answered Job out of the whirlwind, and said, he's giving his statements as to who he is, and what he's all about. And can you dig that? Can you get with that? And so here's what he said, verse 2. Who is this who darkens counsel? Man, you didn't darken counsel. Who is this? Who are you talking? By words without name. You got a whole lot of words, but you don't have any knowledge in those words. You're saying what you're saying, but you don't know what you're saying because you really don't understand me. You don't really understand my ways are not your ways. My thoughts are not your thoughts. I do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want to do it. And I ain't got to answer to nobody, so to speak. And I simply said Isaiah chapter 55, verse 8. And he says to him, Job, in verse 3, now prepare yourself like a man. Get up. Get ready for some answers. I will question you. You're not in a position, no human being is in a position to question me. Understand that, people. You're not in a position, well, why y'all did it? Why y'all didn't make me taller? Why y'all didn't make me have more money? Why y'all didn't make me have a nice family? Why? Stop asking all those why questions, y'all. You're not the creator. Humble yourself. It is what it is. Deal with it. And so he says to Job, he says, now get up, prepare yourself like a man. I will question you, and you should answer me. I don't have to answer to you. And he says to Job in verse 4, where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. In verse 5, who determined its measurements? Surely you know, since you come at me with all these questions, Job. Surely you know. Or who stretched the line upon it? In verse 6, to what were its foundation fastened? Who laid its cornerstone? In verse 7, when the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of Yah shouted for joy. And in verse 8, or who shut in the sea with doors? Y'all did. Y'all didn't know the sea got doors. When it burst forth and issued from the womb, I brought it from the birth. I created the seas. And in verse 9, when I made the clouds its garments, I dressed the clouds up. And thick darkness its swaddling bands. I did that. And in verse 10, he says to Job, when I fix my limit for it, I set the prescript and the structure for it, and set bars and doors. And in verse 11, y'all said, when I say, this is far you may come and no farther, he codified it. And here your proud ways must stop. Y'all said to the seas, you must stop here. And what do the sea do? It stop. It doesn't question y'all. Nature can teach a whole lot of things about the creator. In verse 12, he says to Job, have you commanded the morning since your days began? Since you were born, did you command the morning and cause the dawn to know its place? In verse 13, that it might take hold of the ends of the earth and the wicked be shaken out of it? No, you ain't did none of that, Job, not the one of you. And in verse 14, it takes on form like clay under a seal, the earth, and stands out like a garment. I did that. Yah is saying. And in verse 15, from the wicked their light is where I can do that. You can't do that. From the wicked their light is with hell. I can do that. And the upraised hand is broken. The Elon Musk and the Donald Trump, so they don't run anything. They run their mouths off. You shouldn't put your reliance and trust in men. Yah said, trust no man. And I subscribe to that. I don't put my trust in Elon Musk. It don't bother me. I don't lose any sleep over Elon Musk or Donald Trump, okay? He can take all the damn food stamp he want to take. He can take all the Medicaid he want to take. I'm not going to lose any sleep. And you shouldn't lose any sleep either. You got the mind focused on the wrong thing. Focus on the created instead of the creator. Yah is saying this to Job. You got your mind on the wrong thing. And you don't question me. And he says to Job in verse 16, have you entered the springs of the sea? Did you know the sea got springs in it? You didn't know that. He brought that to Job's attention. Or have you walked in search of the depths? You don't know that. And he brought that to Job's attention. And you didn't know this, but now you're finna find out. He tells Job this. Have the gates of death been revealed? Did you know the gates of death got a death can't escape? It has its structure and limitations. Or have you seen the doors of the shadow of death? You know the shadow of death got a door to it. It has this structure and limitations. It can't do what he wants to do when he wants to do it. It's regulated by the Most High. And he said in verse 18, have you comprehended the breadth of the earth? You really hadn't really just grasped what you're living on. You don't really understand what you're living on. You don't even comprehend the earth, like a whole lot of us don't, contemporarily speaking. And he says to Job, tell me if you know all this. What I just presented to you, Job, you tell me if you know all this or any of this, which you don't, because we don't. He's putting Job in his place, and we need to be put in our place. And in verse 19, he questions Job. Where's the way to the dwelling of the light? You know, the light has a dwelling place that the Most High has put it in. He asked Job, where's it at? Since you got all these unfounded statements and questions, where's it at? And darkness, where's this place? And in verse 20, that you may take us to its territory. You know, the light and darkness has its own territory that the Most High has set up for it. That you may know the path to his home, and the pathways to darkness, and there's pathways to light. The Most High made that. He says to Job, do you know it? Because you were born in. Okay. When all these things were set up, all these things I set up, well, you were born after the fact. But do you know it? Do any of us know it? We don't. So don't be presumptuous. Or because the numbers of your days is great because you live 60, 70, 80 years or whatever. You don't have enough time on this universe. Now, way before, we were set in regulation by the Most High because of Adam and Eve, the mother and father of the universe. Those numbers would have been astronomical because man was designed to die. But because the introduction of good and evil to the world, and the Most High letting our eyes be open, we were regulated by our time. And even those time, those numbers, man can come comprehend or ascertain the information that he's putting to Job in the questioning. Even with those numbers, and surely as far as our numbers are concerned, not even over a good 100. And he says in verse 22, have you entered the treasury of snow? Did you know the snow was stored up in the treasury? It don't just fall out the sky. The Most High has it in the treasury when he wants to utilize it. And in verse 23, no, go back, 22. Have you seen the treasury of hell? You know, there's a place where hell is set up for the Most High. He can go in and get it whenever he wants. 23, which I have reserved. You know why I say he can go in? He said, I have reserved for the time of trial. I reserved that snow and I reserved that hell. What I want to put trouble on y'all. When I want to put the metal to your pedal on you, I got some snow for you. I got some hell for you. I got everything for you. For the time of trouble. Not for me, but for you human beings who think you're something special. For the day of battle and war. When I want to utilize snow or hell for the day of battle and war, I got it. He's asking Job, do you know that? A lot of y'all just read these things in linear approach. Oh, it's just day of battle and war, and you don't even comprehend what you're reading. By what way is light diffused or spread out? A lot of these so-called scientists, oh, the light just came up. No, the light, y'all say, I spread out light. I diffuse light. Light just don't come up and shine upon the universe. The Most High, it made it when it comes up, he diffuses it. He said, do you know how that works? Do your meteorologists know how that works? No, they don't. So he's questioning Job in that regard. You don't know how it works. Or the east wind scattered over the earth. Do you know how the east wind is scattered over the earth? No, Job, you don't. And a whole lot of us, all of us don't either. And in verse 25, Who has divided the channel for the overflowing water? Did you know Yah has channel for overflowing waters? Who set it up? Who structured it? Yah did. Or path for the thunder. Did you know thunderbolts got pathways to come down? Who set that up? Job didn't. Your meteorologist didn't. Your scientist didn't. The Most High said, I did that. 26. To cause it to rain on a land where there is no one. Who causes it to rain on these arid deserts where ain't nobody living? Where there's no human beings, not even animals, so to speak. Who caused that? Do your meteorologists just because he's predicted on the television set? Do your scientists know that? No, they don't. But y'all said, I did that. Or widows in which there is no man? There's no human beings. Who caused this, y'all? Is questioning Job. Do you know? I don't know. And I'm certain of the fact you don't either. In 27, verse 27 of chapter 38 of Job. In order for this water to satisfy the desolate way. You know, the earth has to be satisfied. It has to be watered. In spite of the fact no one living in these deserts and so on and so forth. The earth has to be satisfied. It has to be watered. Your meteorologists can't do that. Your scientists can't do that. Donald Trump can't do it. Elon Musk can't do it. And certainly Job can't do it either. And he's making reference to that. He's putting Job in the right framework of mind. And it says in verse 27, to cause to spring forth the growth of tender grass. I do that, Yah says, to bring forth the growth of tender grass. And in verse 28, has the rain a father? Yah asked Job, has the rain a father? You don't even know that, Job. Your meteorologists don't know that. Elon Musk don't know that. Donald Trump don't know that. But y'all putting y'all trust and reliance in them. You're putting and placing your trust and reliance in the wrong things what Yah is alluding to as far as Job is concerned. And these studies are not simply for Job. These studies are designed for humanity, universally, after Job. And that's why I ask each of you students, don't go into these studies with a linear approach, a one-track mind. Go into these studies looking around you and grasping all you can and put it in your pockets, so to speak, meaning meditate on them. And so Yah says in verse 28, or who has begotten the drops of dew? Who's created the dew? Did Elon Musk do it? Did Donald Trump? Did Yamsuf Arif? No, y'all got it twisted. Y'all putting your focus on the wrong thing. You're putting your focus on yourselves and on each other. Some of you so worried about Donald Trump and Elon Musk, you can't do the right thing for each other. I'm so worried about Donald Trump. I'm so worried about Elon Musk. I can't live. Y'all got it twisted. Don't worry about the Elon Musk or the Donald Trumps on the way. They've always been here. Wicked men and women have always been here. Here today, gone tomorrow. Is he alluding to Job? Focus on the right thing. Put your trust in me. I did this. Not into each other. And that's your problem. And therein lies our dilemma, so to speak. And he says to Job, in whose womb comes the ice? Job, you don't know. We don't know. Your meteorologists don't know. Your scientists don't know. But Yah knows. And the frost of heaven, who gives it birth? Who created this? And in verse 30, the waters harden like snow. Ice. And the surface of the deep is frozen. Who did that? Who did Elon Musk do it? Did Donald Trump do it? Y'all got your wrong on the thing. Y'all got your hearts on the wrong thing. You're focusing on the wrong thing. Y'all said, put your trust in no man. They're not the creator. They're not the author of the universe. They're the author of wickedness, confusion, and lies. Yet you focus your attention on them instead of crying out to me. That's what he's alluding to Job in that regard. Humble yourself and cry out to me. I know all these things. And in verse 31, can you bind the cluster of Pleiades, the stars, and loosen the belt of Orion? Can Donald Trump do that? Can Elon Musk do that? Can they? I'm asking you, each student. So get your focuses off the Donald Trumps of the world and the Elon Musk, because they can't do a damn thing, but they're the authors of chaos and confusion. That's all. Yes, go ahead, brother.
It's hard to do that when you keep mentioning them.
Well, I want to keep mentioning them so to get them off of them.
Your man Elon Musk is trying to get to the Pleiades and to Orion.
Exactly.
I don't know if they're going to get there.
He's trying to figure that out, brother.
Yeah.
Right, brother. He's trying to figure that out. But we already know what it's all about, Brother Cottrell and fellow students, by virtue of these studies. Praise the Most High. And he says in verse 32, can you bring out Mazaroth in the constellations? Can you guide the great bear of stars with its cubs, the stars? Y'all say, I can do it. I do it every day. That's what he's alluding to when he's talking to Job. And in verse 33, do you know the ordinance of the heaven? Do you know the structure of the heavens? A lot of y'all think it's a heaven. Ain't no one heaven. There's heavens, and there's a structure for it, and you ain't been invited there. I don't care what your preacher said. I don't care what your pastor said. You ain't invited into the heavens. You keep flying up here, but I ain't invited you up here. Okay? How did it work out for us in the Tower of Babel, trying to go up into the heavens? You're not invited. You need to work on what you need to work on, focus on what you need to focus on, what humanity is concerned, and try to improve that, make that better, that we don't kill, mistreat, abuse, and dominate one another, and write rap songs about it to think it's something cute. We don't mistreat our children. We don't mistreat our women. We don't mistreat each other. We don't mistreat other nations. Won't you work on that? All these years, and you trying to work on what I'm working on. I don't need you to work on what I'm working on. That's what he's alluding to Job. You can't do that. Ain't nobody know what's going on with that. I know everything about everything, and I don't need the advice of nobody. Don't place your trust in one another. Place your trust in the Creator. Praise the Most High. That's what he's alluding to. And he says in Job in verse 33, can you set their dominion over can you set the time frame for the stars and the constellation? No, you can't. And in verse 34, can you lift up your voice to the clouds? Are the clouds going to pay any attention to what you're saying, yo? I can do that. That an abundance of water may cover you? I can do that, Job. And in verse 35, can you send out lightnings that they may go? Can you send out lightnings on people? Yo, I can do that. And said to you, here we are. Do they respond to you, yo? Do lightnings respond to you? But they respond to me. That's what he's alluding to. And in verse 36, I like this part. You know, and see, it's to tell y'all, see, this is why y'all need to fear the Most High. And the Most High tells you a little bit how to get wisdom and understanding. No, you can't go to a 4-year college. You can't get a PhD for it. You know, you can't get in a Greek sorority, fraternity, whatever they got going on with that Greek stuff. But y'all said, who has put wisdom in the mind? That's how you get wisdom and understanding. That's how fear of the Most High is the ticket to acceptance. But to gain wisdom and understanding, not by virtue of a 4-year college, not by virtue of a technical college. The Most High infuses wisdom and understanding into men, women, and young brothers and young sisters. He says it. He said, who put wisdom in the mind? He's alluding to the fact that he does. Who has given the understanding to the heart? Yah is alluding to the fact that he does. not by way of your colleges, your university. You may get a vast reservoir of knowledge, man-made, but you don't know anything about wisdom and understanding. I am the provider of that. If you're the right person, you'll be the recipient of it. And he says in verse 37, who can number the clouds by wisdom? Who can utilize wisdom? And she said, I was there. Who can utilize her to number the clouds? Y'all said, I can do it. Because she don't work for you. I provide her to you, but she works for me. Wisdom and understanding works for me. And she made reference to the fact, I was there. I was there. See, y'all talking about Jesus was there. I don't know where y'all got that from. Okay? She says she was there. And y'all didn't say he used Jesus. Y'all didn't say he used Allah. Y'all didn't say he used Buddha. What do he's making and put his reliance on? Wisdom. Wisdom. The female entity. Praise the Most High. And he says, or who can pour out the bottles of heaven when the dust harden and clump? Who can wet up the ground when the dust harden? I can do that. And the clods clean it. Y'all say, I can do that. They can't do that, but I can do that. And in verse 39, and he asked Job, and that's why you shouldn't take a linear approach when you do these studies. He said, can you hunt prey for the lions? Did you know sometimes the lions, they run out of prey? Who provides their prey for them? Job, you can't do it. Elon Musk can't do it. I'm going to get back to him, contrary to Donald Trump. You can't do it. He says, but he asked Job, can you hunt the prey for the lion? Yah said, I can do that. Or satisfy the appetite of the young lion. Yah said, I can do that. And in verse 40, when they crouch in their dens or lurk in their lairs to lie in wait, Yah said, I can provide for them. You can't. And he says in verse 41, the last verse, Yah says, who provides food for the raven? No man can. Why focus on men? You need to focus on your creator. Men can't do nothing for themselves. How can they do something for you? That's what he's saying to Job. Don't put your focus and attention on what men can or cannot do. You need to place your focus and attention on what I can do, and I can do everything. And I don't need no advice from anybody in order to do that, to facilitate this. And I can utilize wisdom and understanding. And I can even provide it for you. Wisdom and understanding. Where you ain't got to go to a 4-year college. You ain't got to go to a 2-year technical college. I can provide that to you. And Yah says, for far as these animals are concerned, when its young ones cry to Yah, these babies, they ain't crying for their mom and dad, the lion, raven. These young animals are crying out to the Most High. They know when mom and daddy can't do it, they know the Most High can do it. And these animals ain't crying to the mamas and daddies. They're crying to Yah, these animals are, to get some relief to the mamas and daddies so I can eat. So y'all need to learn to be codified like animals instead of crying out to each other, pointing fingers at each other, pointing fingers at Donald Trump and Elon Musk. They can't do a darn thing. They can't provide anything for you. But the Most High says in reference to these animals, because they're codified, they're not crying to mama or daddy. They're crying out to me to help mom and daddy find something to get so I can eat. That's why we all be, as far as this universe is concerned. We're crying out to the wrong thing. We need to cry out to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov, the creator of all universe, as he alluded to Job in this concern. And wonder about for the lack of food. Mom and dad did wonder about they ain't bought us nothing to eat, man. And I'm wondering about in the den too. I need to cry out to y'all. Mom and daddy can't find nothing. I need to eat. And y'all need to let mom and daddy find something so I can eat. If animals are so codified, even baby animals are so codified, they're not crying to mama and daddy per se. They're codified enough to cry out to the Most High. These animals are. Help mom and daddy find something so I can eat. And we ought to be like-minded. Animals can teach you a lot of things. And these animals all teach us a whole lot of things. Stop focusing your attention on the wrong thing and start focusing your attention on the right thing. The God, the creator, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And that's what he's alluding to you, yo. And certainly by virtue of these studies, he's alluding to with you. Don't go into these studies in a linear approach. Go out multidimensional, multifaceted, and learn all you can and utilize all you can and meditate on the word of Yah. Praise the Most High and bless his holy name. So without further ado, I will ask my lovely Esau, a daughter of Zion, do she have any comments in our commentaries? Lasagna, you have the mic.
Thank you, Yamsu. My only comment I had was it's about time. I know Yob is happy. It's about time he done got some help.
Hallelujah, sis. Hallelujah, sis. Praise the Most High. Brother Catrio, thank you, Lasagna. You have the mic.
Oh, praise to the Holy One of Israel. Another great lesson in the book of Job. And Nisanya hit my sentiments exactly. It's like a breath of fresh air for Job.
Exactly.
And he's not only speaking to Job, because all the others are around
exactly.
him. And I'm sure they hear the voice of Yah.
Exactly.
His reprimand of Job. But the thing that strikes me is that these men are wise. Even Eliphaz, the young man.
Exactly.
They all brought wisdom. They all brought counsel. But none of them really knew what was going on. And Yah showing us that we still don't know what's going on. Because every question that he questioned Job with, we can't answer. They couldn't answer it. We can't answer it.
Exactly.
So it's not for us to question, in other words, the Most High on what he does. Because like you said, he does what he wants to do, when he wants to do, how he wants to do it.
Hallelujah. And hallelujah, Cartrail.
This whole chapter blows Big Bang out the window. Because Yah's describing everything that he did. And he's asking Job, do you know how I did it? You know I did it. Brought the sun up. Matter of fact, in verse 28 and 29, Yah says something very significant. Most High says, to cause it to, no. Was that it? No. Hold up. Oh, it's 12 and 13. I'm sorry.
Okay, brother.
Yah says, have you commanded the morning since your days? And what he means, making the sun to rise. Only the Most High can make the sun rise. There's no man on earth, like it says, that can even look at the sun for even a minute or 2 minutes, 3 minutes, however long you want to try to look at it. Can't even look at it, much less bring it up to bring morning to earth and life that's on earth. Yah did that and caused the day spring to know its place. So we know that the sun knows its pattern, even through the days, even through the season, the months, and the years. The sun knows its pattern regularly. But there's something in a caveat. He said that it might take hold of the ends of the earth, that the wicked might be shaken out of it. So to me, that means there's a timetable. It's like a ticking time bomb. Every time that sun comes up, it means less time for the wicked because their time is drawing near. And that the sun is a clock that's marking the time of the wicked. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like that's what Yah is saying, that he is using that pattern to mark the time of the wicked when they're going to be destroyed.
Cartrail, I don't think you're wrong. I think that sun is applicable to people individually. I think it's applicable to this universe.
And another verse startled me when he asked the question. He asked Job, does the rain have a father? Don't you find that question peculiar?
Exactly.
Yes.
But when you think about it, the rain does have a father. Because when you go back to Bereshit in the beginning, the Most High Spirit hovered over the waters. And it's through the waters that life is given. And only by the Spirit of Yah, who hovered over the water and put his spirit on the waters, Waters are the life-giving force. So he is the father of rain and water in a spiritual sense, I guess.
Hallelujah.
Physical sense. And then the part about animals crying out to Yah, right?
Exactly.
It made me think about turtles. You know what
Right.
happens to a turtle when he's born?
What's that, my brother?
He's on his own.
Exactly.
Mama
Yeah.
done, huh?
I
The
said,
mother,
yeah, you're right. You're right.
the mother hatches the egg on the beach, and then she's out. And once the babies hatch, they got to make it to the waters before they get eaten by predators, and then they're on their own.
Yeah.
I guess they're guided by the Most High, because turtles, they live to be 200-300 years old, even today.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
they always return back to the beach where they was born so that they can have their offspring.
Oh, so y'all know what I'm talking about then. I
Yes,
ain't
sir.
just out there watching them nature programs by myself.
Yes, sir.
We love them.
So the turtle, they must depend on Yah from day one.
And you know what, Catriel? I'm glad you made mention of that fact. That these turtles can submit to codification, and these baby turtles, they go right back to the sea. And I suspect that they're with the Most High tutelage. And once they get to a certain age, they come right back to that beach. They don't have Elon Musk to tell them how to drive up there. They don't have Donald Trump say he gonna take the food stamp. They go right back to that beach, and they do what they're codified under the Most High. Praise the Most High.
And it's not just the turtles, it's like all the ecosystem that Yah created. It's never out of balance unless man interferes with it, right?
Truth be told, my brother. Truth be
Because
told.
lions don't hunt for more than they need. They don't kill up
Exactly.
all the wildebeest just to be killing them.
No, they don't put them on that wall and put their heads on the wall. No, they don't do that.
But Big Bang didn't create that. I don't see how they could, continue to lean on the Big Bang theory when what he describes in Job is so incredible.
Exactly.
Like, you don't even know what's the earth hanging on. How did he stretch out the constellation of the stars, the Pleiades and Orion?
No one knows, Catriel. Be honest. Those scientists don't know. They come up with this theoretical nonsense, this big brain thing, everything that's spread it out where it's supposed to go. Come on, bro. And what kind of dope they smoking? Okay. Sure ain't no weed. Must be smoking some crack or something. I don't know what he's smoking. Or some hallucinogenics. I don't know.
Something they concocted in the laboratory. That's all.
just like the scientists, something they concoct. I concur, my brother.
Yeah, for sure. One amazing chapter when Yah speaks. It shut everything down.
Praise him. And I like the part, Brother Kaja and Nasanya, fellow students, where Yah said, you don't get wisdom and understanding from a 4-year college. He alludes to that fact. You don't get it from a 2-year technical college. I dispense wisdom and understanding. Praise the Most High.
And only way you're going to get it is seeking him, because the fear of Yah is the beginning of wisdom. If you ain't searching for Yah,
that's the admission fee.
You're not getting wisdom. If you're not seeking Yah, you're not entitled to wisdom.
Hallelujah, my brother. Praise the Most High. You said
so all mankind should be seeking Yah. Animals already know.
Exactly.
You ain't got to tell them. You ain't got to teach them. It's instinctive within them. And Yah said that about us, that he will put wisdom where? On our inwards, in our heart. Because that's where it belongs. Instinctively. We shouldn't even have to be taught. It should be instinctive like the animals.
Exactly. The only way you get it, you get that admission ticket, fear of the Most High, and you keep studying the Most High word like we allude to and study, and we strongly advise and suggest and infer that you study also, which takes you to meditate on the Most High. And then you don't go into these studies with a linear approach. You go in a multi-dimension, multi-faceted approach, and you receive all you can by the usage the Most High dispenses in you, wisdom and understanding. Praise the Most High. Thank you, dear brother. Thank you, dear friend. Thank you, fellow elder. Thank you, daughter of Zion, Nasanya. And thank you, additional daughter of Zion, the students and brothers and sisters of the nation, and other nations whom choose to elect to study the Most High word with us. Praise the Most High. That being said, fellow students, Brother Cottrell is about to proceed in the very beginning, and battle a sheet, which you call Genesis. And he talks about Lot. Lot made a choice. And I don't think that choice going to work for him. Chapter 40, because Lot didn't have the fortitude like Abram. Now, if Abram had made that choice, it would have worked out for him because he trusted in the Most High. He didn't rely on himself. Lot, good brother, but he didn't have that Abram had. He didn't have that full reliance and trust in the Most High as Abram had. And because of that, he got himself in some trouble. Brother Cottrell is about to share that study with you in chapter 14 about a sheet, which you call Genesis. Praise Yah.
All praise to the Holy One of Israel for the great prophet Moshe and the book of Bereshit, chapter 14. And we start off with Abraham, like you said. Our father Abraham had those essentials like the animals. His trust was in Yah, totally in Yah, instinctively in Yah, nothing else but Yah. That's why he lived a fearless life. And when adversity came his way, he didn't fear. He used wisdom. Most High gave him the wisdom to handle each and every situation. Unfortunately for his nephew Lot, his mind wasn't on Yah like it should have been. Lot's mind was more on the materialistic things of the world than being spiritually connected with the Most High, although he was somewhat spiritually connected with the Most High.
Hallelujah.
Based on what Abraham had taught him. He didn't go completely overboard, but he wasn't as focused as he should have been. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
And it came to pass in the days of Amraphel, king of Shinar, Arioch, king of Elasar, Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Taral, king of the nations, that they made war with Berah, king of Sodom. Now, these first 5 kings that we read about are Shemitic kings, and they're coming from across the Euphrates to attack Canaan land, because that's where Sodom, Gomorrah, Admah, Zeboim, that's where all these places are in the land of Canaan. So these Asiatic kings came to subdue these Hamitic kings of Canaan. The Hamitic kings of Canaan are Berah, king of Sodom, Birsha, king of Gomorrah, Shinab, king of Admah, Shemember, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar. All these joined together in the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea. Everybody know the Salt Sea. That's where the Dead Sea is. 12 years, they served Chedorlaomer, and in the 13th year, they rebelled. Yeah, because people, they can't stand oppression and slavery and other people telling them what to do. Eventually, they're going to rebel. And that's what these Hamitic kings did. In the 14th year, Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him came and attacked the Rephaim in Asteroth Karnaim. Do you know what a Rephaim is? A Rephaim is a giant, and the Hamites had giants. The Zuzim in Ham, the Zuzim are giants as well. The Enim in Shaveh, Kiriathaim, and the Horites in their mountain of Seir, as far as El Paran, which is by the wilderness. Then they turned back and came to En Mishpach, that is Kadesh, and attacked all the country of the Amalekites, another Canaanite nation, and also the Amorites, another Canaanite nation, who dwelt in Hazenzon, Tamar, and the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar, went out and joined together in battle in the valley of Siddim against Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, Taro, king of the nations, Amraphel, king of Shinar, and Arioch, king of El Lasar, 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of asphalt pits, and the kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled. Some fell there, and the remainder fled to the mountains. So the Hamites were being defeated. Then they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah and all their provisions and went their way. They also took Lot, Abram's brother's son, who dwelt in Sodom, and his goods, and departed. So these Asiatic kings kidnapped Lot, took all his stuff. Now he's in the hands of these 5 kings that took on these Hamite kings. Then the one who had escaped came and told Abram the Hebrew, for he dwelt by the tabernacle tree of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol and a brother of Anir, and they were allies with Abram. Now when Abram heard that his brother was taken captive, not his nephew, but his brother was taken captive, he armed his 318 trained servants who were born in his own house. He had to be a rich man to train 318 men, warriors. He had to be rich to train them, and for them to be his bodyguard, his small, what they call a cadre, and went in pursuit as far as Dan. It wasn't called Dan at the time, but in Moses' time it was called Dan. He divided his forces against them by night, and he and his servants attacked them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is north of Damascus. You know Damascus is in Syria. So he brought back all the goods, and also brought back his brother Lot and his goods, as well as the women and the people. So these kings weren't so brutal the way they would just kill everybody, slaughter everybody, just take their stuff. They defeated the soldiers and took the people. And the king of Sodom went out to meet him in the valley of Sheveh, that is the king's valley. After his return from the defeat of Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him, who they went to meet? They went to meet Abraham in the king's valley. And if Abraham defeats 5 kings, what would that make him?
That make him a super king.
Okay. Because we know, when you win a title in boxing, you're the king of the ring. But in my estimation, we underestimate the strength and might of our father Abraham. We look at him as an old man, him and old Sarah. They had children when they was old and all this. No, our father Abraham was a warrior. I don't know many people who defeat 5 kings. Then Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. He was the priest of Elohim Most High. And he blessed him and said, blessed be Abram, blessed be Abram, the Elohim of Elohim Most High, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be the Elohim Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. Melchizedek, people don't know who he is. He mysteriously appears. I don't want to speculate on who he was, but he must have been a righteous man. They say he's a priest and a king of Salem, and Salem is eventually becomes Jerusalem. Jerusalem was called Salem before it was called Jerusalem. So this is a righteous man, a priestly man, a kingly man, and he's receiving or giving a blessing to Abraham based on the victory that the Most High gave to Abraham. Now the king of Sodom said to Abram, give me the persons and take the goods for yourself. But Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have raised my hand to Yah, Elohim Most High, the possessor of heaven and earth, that I will take nothing from a thread to a sandal strap, that I will not take anything that is yours, lest you should say, I have made Abram rich, except only what the young men have eaten, and a portion of the men who went with me, Anir, Eshcol, and Mamre, let them take their portion. Praise Yah. So
Praise Yah.
Abraham, our father, only wanted to accept what Yah would have him receive. He didn't want to be considered somebody who was made rich by another nation. He earned his riches by his actions and by the power of the Most High. And he made an oath to the Most High that he wouldn't accept anything unless it was from him. All praise to the Most High, because that's the mindset that we should have. Praise Yah.
Hallelujah. And as you made mention yesterday, Brother Kachir, in response to what you said, from the rock you were hewn from. Abram is the rock we were hewn from. And I don't see Abram walking around the enemies with signs, placards on saying, I am a man. I don't see Abram getting into their political structure by way of Democrat, Republican, Black Lives Matter, so on and so forth. I see Abram, the rock we were hewn from, humbling himself to the Most High. I didn't see him worried about the Sodom kings and so on, and Gomorrah king. I didn't see him worried about the Elon Musk and Donald Trumps of the world. I saw a man focused and codified, as we all should be, from the rock we were hewn from the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's what I saw. I didn't see him wearing no placards saying, I'm a man. Our enemies know we're men and women, but they don't care nothing about that. They know our lives matter, but they don't care nothing about that. They know that they run the political system. They'll get you in, they'll give you something, but they'll take it right from you. But see, with God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, when he give you something, you ain't got to worry about it. Just do your part. Praise the Most High and bless his holy name, Brother Cartier. Thank you, brother, for those studies. Then Sonia, Esau, do you have any comments on the commentary and anything in which Brother Cartier shared with us tonight in these studies?
No, something that we should be following this here. No, I have nothing. It was well put and explained.
Thank you, Sonia. Brother Cartier, do you have anything additional that you'd like to share before you close it out?
Yes. You got to stop empowering Donald Trump and Elon Musk by calling their names out. Because every time you call their names, you empower them. Mm-hmm. You put them into the subconscious mind of the people that's listening. Forget about them. F them. We don't need to even think about them.
You know what, Cartier? I just said it wicked. I just said it wicked, Brother Cartier, from now on out. I just said it wicked.
Because there's a lot of wicked on the planet. It ain't just them two dummies. There's a lot more than two dummies.
Praise the Most High.
As long as you riding with Yah, you're all right. That's all you got to worry about. Just like Abraham. He had all those enemies. It was like 9 nations. Abraham wasn't affiliated with none of them. Mm-hmm. Any one of them could have turned on him. But he wasn't worried about that. All he was worried about was his mission to get his brother out, Lot. And Yah was on his side. And he used wisdom to defeat 5 nations. How many men were they going up against? My goodness. 318. That's Abraham's number. But how many men did Chedo Alamir have? A confederation of 5 kings.
Exactly.
How many men did he have?
Imagine that.
Right. So,
Brother Kachel, you work with the prison ministry for our nation. And I think you made a valid point. To get our young brothers and sisters out of their inter-prison system in the outer one too. Let's do like the rock we were hewn from. Let's utilize the Most High. Let's cry out to the Most High as Abram did. Praise the Most High. Thank you, Brother Cartier.
Abraham went on his journey well prepared.
Exactly.
He trained 318 warriors, and then he made his move. Are we ready like that?
No.
I don't think so.
No. Thank you, Brother Cartier. Thank you, Nasanya. Thank you, fellow students. I'm going to, Nasanya, the daughter of Zion, a daughter of Zion, as you all women are, have done her due diligence and more obligation to the nation by virtue of helping assist and provide the studies of these shows. Brother Cartier, our friend, your friend, elder and fellow elder on the council, as is Yom Sufar Reef, we have done our due diligence as fathers of the nation, simply That's what elders are, fathers and mothers of the nation. We've done our due diligence by providing these studies for you, by teaching you that the Most High Word is going to work in spite of us, in or irregardless of us. But individually, it works for you if you meditate on the Most High Word. You trust in the Most High Word. You rely on the Most High Word. You cling to the Most High Word. And you let the Most High Word become your footsteps and pathway, just being codified, just like those animals we alluded to. Simply say it, for you individually, the Most High Word works if you work it. Praise the Most High and bless his holy name. I will ask my Isha and Nasanya to make her closing remarks and shaloms and good nights. Then I will ask Brother Cottrell to make his closing remarks, shaloms and good night, and close it out. Praise the Most High. Nasanya, you have the mic.
Shalom and good night, family.
Just like I like it. Short, quick, and sweet. Shalom and good night, beloved. Brother Cottrell.
Okay, and I'd like to take the time to thank the Most High for opening up this portal to allow us to share his wisdom and his works with our people and with the world. They may not like our voices or the way we present it, but it is a portal where you can get wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from the Most High. The Most High. And I praise y'all and thank you for that. Thank you for that. We love y'all. Shalom and good night.
We love y'all. Shalom and good night.
Somebody calling my name. I went down to see. Heard a little small voice calling down at me. How you know my name? Why you calling me? I don't know what to say. They said this was meant to be. Wasn't calling out my name, calling me today. How can I break it down? I didn't know what to say. He's calling out my name, calling near and far. Tell me what you want. He said, let me in your heart, let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Oh, let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Somebody calling my name. I went down to see. Heard a little small voice calling down at me. How you know my name?
How you know my
Why
name?
you calling me? I don't know what to say. They said this was meant to be.
Was meant to
Was
be.
calling my name, calling me today. How can I break it down? I didn't know what to say. He's calling out my name, calling near and far. Tell me in your heart. He said, let me in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Let me in your heart. Let wisdom in your heart. Call your name.
Does not wisdom call and understanding put forth her voice? In the top of high places by the way, where the paths met, she stands beside the gates at the entry of the city. At the coming in at the doors, she cries aloud. Unto you, O men, I call, and my voice to the sons of men. O ye thoughtless, understand prudence, and ye fools, be ye of an understanding heart. Hear, for I will speak excellent things, and the opening of my lips shall be right things. What could I do? Wisdom calling me over here, over there. Seems like everywhere. Me in your heart, in the night, wisdom in your heart. Ooh yeah, in the night, wisdom in your heart. I just can't do without it. Of old, I was set up from everlasting from the beginning, or ever the earth was. The fear of Yah is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the All-Holy is understanding. But by me thy days shall be multiplied, and the years of thy life shall be increased. That's all that's been on my mind. Can't do without it. No. Can't do without it. Can't do without it. Can't do without it. And that's all that's been on. Oh, wisdom. Oh, yeah. Said I want you. Now therefore, I need you. Ye children, hearken unto me. Stay with me. For happy are they that keep my ways. Hear instruction and be wise, and refuse it not. Happy is the man that hearkeneth to me. Watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and obtaineth favor of Yah. But he that misseth me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. Love death. Love death.